Und damit herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge Fallout 4. In der letzten Folge haben wir dem Captain eines U-Boots geholfen, wieder nach China zurückzusegeln. Und was wir in dieser Folge machen, bin ich mir noch nicht so sicher. Wir könnten denen hier helfen gehen. Speak to Fiona. Ist die immer noch im Bay Medical Center? Wait, was? Wait, was? Wieso ist sie noch da? Wieso seid ihr nicht zurück in eurem Hauptquartier? Das ist jetzt interessant. Wahrscheinlich, weil sie das Bay Medical Center zu ihrem HQ machen wollen. Fände ich zumindest cool. Und sie hätten auf jeden Fall bessere Möglichkeiten, ihre Patienten zu versorgen. Husch. Ah, komm. Ui, Fiona. Ist wirklich, als hätten sie sich hier eingerichtet. Commander Yorks. Was geht denn hier ab? Das sieht so aufgeräumt aus. Hier ist ein District. Fiona, wischte. Guck, wie aufgeräumt das hier aussieht. So ordentlich. Hallo. Was? Loot Pre-War. Okay. Wo geht's noch weiter hoch hier? Wo geht's hier weiter hoch? Medical Storage. Nein, warte, hier wollte ich doch gar nicht hin. Ich wollte weiter nach oben. Nee, geht's auch wieder raus. Wo ist das Treppenhaus? Hier. Ich muss wohl noch weiter hoch. Okay. Gucken, wo der mich hinbringt. Wie weit hoch geht das jetzt? Warum ist das dort oben? Ja, Hangman's Eine entwickelt sich weiter. Gut vor dem. Hoppala. Nein, komm rein hier. Ich will doch nicht an jedem Pixel hängen und. Okay. Was zur Hölle ist das? Lonely's Holotape. Nee, Bunny's Holotape.
Wayne, I'm leaving this message with Marcy in case you come looking for me. Though I pray you don't. The military took over the hospital, and everything's gone to hell in the city. Things here, it's bad, Wayne. People are dying every day, and most of the time all we can do... Ambushed on the road, where...
Nope. So. Oi.
Excuse me.
Oh, hey. I did promise to set aside a reward for you. Here. There's also a locker where we stash what we took off the bodies as well. You're free to it. Oh, and more importantly, here's some schematics for your ASAMs. I composited them from the hospital records on sanitation.
Ah. Must be locker key. Why, though?
What's so important?
Take what happened here as a good example. The gunner...
Huch. Sanitation. Ah, interessant.
First were struck by cholera, and despite their armor and weapons, the raiders almost won. It's harder to treat, especially if antibiotics don't do the trick, but easy to prevent with proper sanitation.
Nice.
Thank you.
No, thank you. With your tech and initiative, every settlement can now have proper health measures. It might not see immediate return, but trust me, in the long run, it'll make a big difference for survival. That's all I had. Cersei is out right now, but I can patch you up if you need.
If we're going to be working as a team, we should get to know each other better.
You mean me, personally? You know, I can't remember the last time I said anything about myself that didn't relate to the Nightingales. What would you like to know?
So you explore old ruins?
You noticed I like pre-war stuff, huh? It's always been a fascination of mine. The ruins, the tech, the books. When I was a kid, there was this old man living nearby with all sorts of books and gizmos. Never said where he got it, but I saw a Brotherhood stamp on his gun once. He was, well, tight-lipped and kind of an ass, but he let me read things. One day I was reading, I think it was a travel brochure for some place called Rome, and I broke into tears.
What? Why?
I guess it just hit me that I'd never see it. The idea that one day, people could fly to beautiful places, take tours to ancient ruins. The more I thought about it, the more unfair it felt that we lost so much. Like this hospital, there's a whole ward for diagnostics. Machines that can map out the human body, synthesizers for medication, and all this knowledge just standing here, derelict. Or worse, buried in rubble and ruins. And instead of tour guides, we need bodyguards to explore them.
Who were you before all this?
I did a bit of everything, so I don't really have a word for what I was. I sort of traveled and made myself useful where I could. Sometimes doctoring, sometimes I traded or helped with farm work, built water purifiers, taught kids. Sometimes all I did was listen to people.
So you're a doctor?
Seemed like the most direct way of helping people, and there isn't a town out here that doesn't welcome a doctor, so it's an easy way to travel. I'm not exactly a prodigy with it, but I had more wanderlust back then, so I gave it my best shot. It's how I ended up bumping into the Nightingales.
Tell me more.
I found one of my routine stops razed to the ground one day. I went to help, and Cassandra was already there, looking like she'd been at it for days. There were people with her, mostly keeping watch, but it was easy to tell she was in charge. I joined in. It wasn't until later that I noticed the patients weren't just on the defending side. She didn't care. Even shouted down one of the guards that tried to finish off one of the raiders. Some of those townsfolk had been my friends, but what she was doing struck something with me. A long talk with her later, and the rest is history.
That's all for now.
Of course. Was there anything else?
Anything else need doing?
Work is never done. I'm a bit busy with some of the pre-war diagnostic machines, seeing if I can get them up and running. Everyone else has been really busy getting this place set up and secure. Maybe you can check in with them, see if they need anything.
I should get going.
Kann ich dich jetzt schon rekrutieren für die Dings? Fürs, oder habe ich die schon? Doch, habe ich schon. Never mind. Oh, irgendwas konnte ich hier gerade looten. High Power Magnets. Ich nehme das mal mit, oder? Du willst ja nicht gerade die Maschine reparieren oder so. So, runter. Hui. Na du. Die muss ich auch noch zum Donnen bringen. Oder später. Irgendwas auf der Höhe? Nö. Why? Was hast du gemacht? Wieso bist du auf einmal verkrüppelt? Locker. Ja, kann ich mitnehmen. Das ist relativ useful. Kein Tech-Dokument. Hopp, hi.
Oh, hey. Was wondering if you'd be stopping by. Listen, I got an escort errand to run. If you're interested in coming with. Won't take long.
What kind of help do you need?
Fiona pulled some strings with Bunker Hill for supplies. Water, parts, tools, whatever. Due about now, didn't show. I'm not one to get all teary over a delay, but I'm itching for something to do. Might as well go meet them. So, you in?
Everyone thinks I'm the new errand boy.
I figure no one could make someone like you do anything you don't want to do. So I'm asking as a favor. You in?
Ja, sure.
Sure thing.
Caravan was coming by way of Diamond City. Safer route through there. If we check the street west, we'll probably run into them. And if we're lucky, there's something to shoot on the way. You take point. I'll watch your back.
Gut, machen wir das mal.
Say what you want about super mutants, but at least I know I'm allowed to shoot at them. Half the time anyway.
Wie Havelheim. Wie oft kommt es vor, dass sie Liefer... Ah, die Gunner hier sind also nicht aggressiv? Okay. Wo sollte die Karawane langkommen? Ich sollte die Waffe nicht wegstecken. Nicht in der Innenstadt. Hallo. Du sagst es von Diamond City aus, wären die gekommen, ne?
Shit! That's it?
Wo ist der Rest? Ich höre dich, aber ich glaube dir nicht. Warte, ich muss nur kurz auf Nummer sicher gehen, dass hier keiner verletzt wird. Das macht man am besten, indem man die Gefahrenquelle beseitigt. Hallo.
Why don't you just die? Nothing there now.
Ich kann nicht dasselbe fragen.
Only a fucking coward hide! Another shot!
Having fun, huh? I can do this all day.
So, war's das? Ich glaube, das war soweit. Okay, wieder runter.
Shit, that leaves a mark.
Ja, stell dich auch nicht neben ein brennendes Auto. So. War der jetzt? Ein neues? Ja, sehr wahrscheinlich. Komm, die werden so oder so Stress machen, dann kann ich sie direkt mitnehmen. Wo sind die schon wieder? Hier sind die immer so weiter oben. Wird einfach in der Nähe sein, wo ich direkt umschießen kann.
Something there.
Warte mal kurz, ich bin gleich da. Wo sind die anderen beiden?
Shit, that leaves a mark.
Oh mein Gott, ist das langsam. Oh mein Gott.
Human. Got a treat for you.
Goddammit, ist das lahm.
You humans made up.
Getting too old for this bullshit.
Ja. Ich reise direkt wieder runter. Denn das Runterfahren würde zu lange dauern. Viel zu lange. So. Scheint auf der anderen Seite von der Bibliothek zu sein. Gehe ich mal von aus. Und sie sind weg. Scheiße gelaufen. Kann ich mit irgendwas interagieren?
Hi.
Well, shit. Super mutants. And here I thought I'd be setting up shop next to the combat zone that would cause problems. Funny. Nightingales found me in a wrecked caravan just like this one. I have to ask the kid if there's some fancy word for it.
Tangle with super mutants.
Nope. Not super mutants. Raiders. My gang, actually. I was one of the attackers.
What do you mean? What happened?
We got stupid. We're desperate. Can't remember anymore. Caravan had too many guns to be a safe bet. But it was the first we'd seen in weeks. Funny thing. Wouldn't have shot anyone if they'd just let us. But they fought back. Ended up a bloodbath. All of them. Half of us. And me. Afterwards, my friends took the loot and left me bleeding out in the dirt. Being honest, I wasn't expecting any different.
They sound like bad people.
What do you expect? Raiders don't do the whole doctoring and nursing thing. Still, they could have at least spared a bullet. For old time's sake.
What happened after that?
Don't really remember. Alice says I fought back when they found me. But I can't remember anything until I woke up a couple of days later. Figure they confused me for a caravan hand or something. Then I got bored of just lying around, so I stopped ignoring the kids' chatter. Turns out, they knew who I was. Fiona gave me her usual bull about second chances. Dumbest shit I ever heard, at the time. Probably still is. Was planning to walk off as soon as my legs healed. And I guess I just never got around to it. Never was one for plans, anyway. Anyway, now's probably... Oh, shit. You hear that?
Hope it's not another mannequin.
Nope, it's no super mutants. That's well easy enough.
Should have figured they'd stake it out in case it brought other idiots. Didn't it? It's a classic. I'll see what I can salvage from this pile and meet you back at the hospital.
Okay. So viel dazu. Gut, zurück zum Hospital. So. Ich meine, so eine schlechte Person kann er nicht sein. Er ist halt trotzdem geblieben. Und jetzt am Helfen, also... Ja, so schlecht kann er doch nicht sein. War vielleicht gut, dass sie ihn zurückgelassen haben. Also nicht gut von denen, aber gut für ihn. Return to the hospital. Was stand da gerade noch? Da stand noch was. Return to the hospital und dann... Wenn's mal lädt. Victor Raphael. Ach, der ist schon zurück. Der ist mit Cargo schneller zurück als ich ohne.
Here you are. Listen, thanks for the hat today. Being around these bleeding heart pacifists all day. It's nice to get out there and put the gun to use. And, about the shit I said. You know, about how I hooked up with the Nightingales. Anyway, I'm off to tell Fee what went down. See you around.
Ja. Bunch of Raiders. So. Zurück zu Cassandra. So, wo ist die?
I don't know if those straps will hold him.
Then go fetch Raphael to pin the patient down. Or ready another dose of sedative.
No! No, we can't keep sedating him. It can't be good for the patient. And we should give Raphael a break. He's already done a lot.
Oh, you think yourself more capable of wrestling with an unruly patient. I can't tell if that's arrogance or misplaced compassion.
Misplaced? After everything he's done for us? Just because he could have been hurt. All just to keep the rest of us safe.
Ellis, enough. Sulking has its place, but that place is not during a biopsy.
Oh, hello.
The hell?
You know, I always thought being a doctor would be the easiest thing in the world. If someone is sick, you cure them. If they're hurting, you treat it. Maybe Raphael is right, you know? Maybe Cassandra is right. Maybe even when you're trying to do the good thing, it's still... Sorry, you probably didn't walk up to me just to hear me ramble. Is there something I can do for you?
What's his story?
We picked him up nearby, I think. Definitely a raider. Raphael said something about Bosco's guy, but I don't really know what or who that is. He's been a bit... well, I hate to say it, but feral comes to mind. Mumbling nonsense, snapping teeth, fighting us at every turn. We had to strap him down and sedate him. I don't even know if he wants our help with how hard he was fighting back. Raphael was stronger, but...
You did your best.
I'm starting to wonder. What if he'd really hurt Raphael? Or killed someone? Or he's in a lot of pain and we can't help him anyway? Well, no one got hurt this time. Fiona thinks she can get one of the diagnostic machines running, but Cassandra's probably already figured it out. We have those vials you and Raphael recovered from the ship. Helped us treat the cholera Yorks and his men had. But we had a diagnosis there. It's just... a lot to take in. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble more at you.
Ja, ich bin doch eigentlich für sie hier.
Oh, yes. Seems poor Ellis is at war with himself. He so desperately wants to do the right thing. But the right thing is so often elusive. You make decisions as to what's right and wrong daily, don't you?
Basically.
Tell me, this patient here, a raider by profession, most likely responsible for many vile deeds. In your opinion, is this patient better off dead?
He deserves to live.
As a Nightingale, I'd be inclined to agree. Our cardinal rule is not to judge those in our care, not for their past or their future. It means accepting responsibility for any outcome. And sometimes, that's an ideal we pay dearly for. Ellis is struggling because he's confronted by too many options, but he's unable to embrace any of them.
What do you think?
I think Ellis is young and has a lot to learn. Violence especially seems to unnerve him. He tries to hide behind Nightingale's teachings to protect himself. But despite appearances, the Nightingales are not pacifists.
There's no good answer. Taking action puts us at risk, but inaction could be deadly.
Action or inaction, the choice must still be made. But enough about that. I'm glad you stopped by. I've heard you have a curious little gadget called a Vitomatic. I happen to have a passing familiarity with such devices. So, here, take these notes. They'll explain how to reset the Vitomatic scanning parameters. That should allow it to detect any diseases that have undergone post-war mutation.
Woher hast du das denn?
How did you know that?
Fiona would have you believe I'm technophobic. And while I do little to dissuade that
Danke für jetzt, dass du das jetzt reinhaust.
notion, I don't deny the usefulness of pre-war machinery. In fact, I spent much of my youth hunting for such things. I'm actually quite familiar with a number of pre-war technologies. Your little scanner, for example, was made over 200 years ago by Robco. With so much time having passed since its creation, it was certain that a few of its coding variables basically needed a nudge in order to compensate.
Come on. Tell me the whole story. Who were you before all this?
Before I was a Nightingale, I was an addict. Not for chems or alcohol, mind you, but the results of my addiction were no less burdensome. I was addicted to scavenging, searching old ruins, hoping to find forgotten breakthroughs, lost miracle cures. Years wasted picking over a corpse long dead. Who I was before doesn't matter. What does matter is this. The past holds no answers, only lessons.
Dude, maybe you can trick out my hot rod next.
Oh, you can make fun of me if you must. Just don't tell Fiona I was tinkering with old world tech. I'd never hear the end of it.
Ich überlege gerade, kann ich? Also lassen die mich? Erlauben die mir das?
That boy is like a sponge for knowledge.
Trauma to work in.
Before he can reach his potential.
Okay, das Spiel lässt mich nicht ihm ins Gesicht schießen. Also, das Spiel lässt mich, aber er stirbt einfach nicht. Sad. Schade, ich wünschte, ich könnte diese Decisions machen.
Lots of garbage in the
Why,
Commonwealth.
hello.
Guess someone has to pick it up.
Nicht wirklich. Soll ich mal schnell nach Fiona gucken?
Fiona says I'll be allowed to treat patients. I think she's just being nice, though.
Whatever. Lass mich nach oben. Ich will wissen, was Fiona oben zu sagen hat. Die Quest ist ganz schön lang gerade. Ist immer noch dieselbe, ne? Ja. Die Quest ist recht lang. Miau. Automatic sollte ich auch öfter mal benutzen. Dass ich hier noch nicht alles gelootet habe, kann ich kaum glauben. Andere Seite. Hallo Raphael.
Hey, V. About that. You all right?
What? Oh, yes. Lots to do, that's all. Did you end up going out there to meet the late caravan, or do I even need to ask?
Ja. Die haben es nicht geschafft. Ich will mehr von dem Raum in den Fokus kriegen.
Super mutant ambush. I brought back what I could carry, but...
I'm sure you did what you could. I'll let Bunker Hill know. Let's hope Cersei comes through on this opportunity of hers. What?
You planning to sleep sometime this month? No offense, but by the way you're swaying, I wouldn't let you so much as take my temperature right now.
I'll make you a deal. I'll sleep when you put your gun down for 2 minutes.
Your funeral.
What's up?
Hey.
Glad to see you're back safe. And I'm sorry to hear about the caravan. Besides the loss of lives, this won't make a convincing case that we're worth visiting out here. In any case, is there something I can help you with?
What's next for you?
There's something else that needs doing, but it requires traveling. Cersei is out on an interview, and I'd like you to back her up.
What kind of interview is this gonna be?
Someone got in touch with us about donating some funds and supplies. They were pretty vague on details, but Cersei seemed to think it was a good idea. At least, she thought it was a good idea to see what the offer is, how many strings are attached, that kind of thing. I trust her to handle that part. That said, I'm usually the one negotiating, and those things can go wrong very quickly. I'd feel better if you were there to keep her safe.
No problem. I'd be glad to help.
I'll mark the meeting spot on your map. Cersei will be waiting for you just outside. Stay safe out there.
Wo ist denn das? Eagle Hill. Und Patience Troubles completed. Yay, und doch noch in dieser Folge fertig gekriegt. Gab es hier irgendwo einen Roof Access oder so? Exit oder sowas, wo ich raus kann? Dass ich nicht wieder komplett runter traveln muss? New Connections. Geht das hier aufs Dach? Ja, das hier scheint nach oben zu gehen. Das kann aber auch einfach nur eine weitere Etage sein. Ich weiß es nicht mehr. Oi. So. Ich würde aber sagen, wir sind schon wieder bei einer halben Stunde. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Und was ich in der nächsten Folge mache, weiß ich nach wie vor immer noch nicht. Obwohl doch, wir wissen es, wir werden einfach die Queste verfolgen. Und ja, gerne liken, gerne kommentieren. Wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Bye!